Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Kaboom, Daryl Hammond.
I'm humbled to stand here with so many other champions of service and have an opportunity to tell you why I do what I do. Many people know that Kaboom is a nonprofit organization who envisions a great place to play within walking distance of every child. But my story goes somewhat like when I was 2 years old, my father, who was a cross-country truck driver, left the house one day after the birth of my younger sister to unload a truck and never came back. My mother, the mother of 8 children, did as much as she could for 2 years before having a nervous breakdown and not being able to care for us. We went on to be raised at a group home for 14 years. So I do what I do because so many people for 14 years cared for me when I couldn't care for myself. I go on to talk about when I was 24 years old, living in Washington, D.C., I was reading the front page of the Washington Post, ironically about 2 young kids who were 2 and 4, Aisha and Clarendon, who on a hot summer day crawled into an abandoned car, suffocated and died. A Washington Post reporter went down to Anacostia to take a look at the circumstance and situation, and she kept walking block by block. And the first time that she could find a park, a playground, a grassy area, a swimming pool, a basketball court, was within 3 miles of where these kids were living. I thought back to my personal experience at 2 and 4 years old, where other people lifted me up. And I felt compelled to go down there and act to try to build our first park for those kids. I'm very pleased that next week on June 15th in Washington, D.C., Kaboom will build our 2,000th playground with our 1 millionth volunteer. I also want to tell you, after Hurricane Katrina, I came down within the first 30 days. Within the first 100, we built a park with Hands-On Network and the Points of Light Institute in Bay St. Louis. Many people actually criticized us because what they told us back then was that kids were resilient. They would get along. And a note that I received from Jenny Reynolds in our office said that she remembered Hurricane Camille coming through Bay St. Louis, destroying their playground, and it never got rebuilt. So for an organization with the memory of Aisha and Clarendon from Washington, D.C., to all the kids in the Gulf Coast, we didn't want a future memory of somebody saying that nobody stepped forward to rebuild something so simple but symbolic as a playground. I'm pleased that with the conference participants yesterday, here in New Orleans, we built our 150th playground in the Gulf Coast, including 78 right here in New Orleans alone. I can't thank the Points of Light Institute, AmeriCorps in particular, NCCC, for those earliest days when after one conversation with Michelle Nunn, I asked her how she was paying for the operation that she had established down here. And she said she didn't know where the money would come, and she actually didn't even know if the money was come, but it was the right thing to do. And that type of courageous leadership in the last 5.5 years has really led to what we've been hearing about, this transformation of the Gulf Coast. It's all about empowerment and communities coming together. That's how Kaboom builds our playgrounds. And one of the communities that we were able to work in is New Orleans East. And the young people there, and you'll see in this video about their struggle, how they overcame their struggle through the village of Versailles. Thank you.
The city of New Orleans, post-Katrina, has really been a tale of 3 cities because you have the uptown parts of New Orleans that didn't flood. Then you have maybe a 30-mile stretch of just block after block after block of flooded out, gutted homes. And then you go 20 miles out and you come to the Vietnamese community.
Hi, bye. I know this sounds really strange, but Katrina, for us, in many ways, it's a good thing. It galvanized the people. We have a sense of who we are or who we could be. As soon as we returned, we started the work.
After Katrina, we thought that the New Orleans East, the city didn't want us back. The city didn't involve the community in a lot of the planning process.
The Bring New Orleans Back Commission brought in the Urban Land Institute to do a recommendation on land use. The majority of New Orleans East were recommended to be green space. We were not on the map, literally. The map ended, right on our border. That's exactly how we felt all along. We were never on the map.
I think this was the first moment of significant numbers of the community really stepping up and coming together to do something new.
Hello. Thank you. Hello. My name is Ming Nguyen, the Executive Director and founder of the Vietnamese American Young Leaders Association of New Orleans, also known as VALA. When Hurricane Katrina swept through my hometown, it was devastating. But with the tragedy came with rebirth of sort. In the aftermath of the storm, the isolation and the invisibility of my community was also swept away. Hurricane Katrina brought the village of Versailles together, united as one voice. Young and old, we worked together in the name of preserving what this community had built over the course of 40+ years. Now, as you know, New Orleans is not short on culture, but in Versailles, we had not claimed our important role in that culture. After Katrina, we began to understand and recognize our power. We felt a deeper sense of duty to each other, and we decided to act on it. We had to mobilize and join with others, displaced New Orleans citizens, and cultural communities across the area. We did it because we shared something in common, a love for this city. And by we, I mean a lot of amazing and inspiring people. I would like to thank MQVN Community Development Corporation, VIT, and my colleagues at VALA for their hard work, their effort, and their impact. I would also like to thank all of AmeriCorps volunteers who offered their skills and services to our city, to us, and to the good people of Kaboom and Hands On, who helped support our parks, playgrounds, and recreational projects around New Orleans. Thank you to those, especially to those who worked on the playground in Village de l'Est today. I want you to know, personally, I want you to know that you are helping many young people, many young lives, people who are personally very close to me, who rely on that playground every day for a safe space. Thank you all, and continue serving for our country. Thank you.